Hello. It's me. Your your horrible despot leader. I don't think that I'm using that properly. Also, I'm gonna have to adjust my microphone a little bit because I'm not using my usual mic. I'm using my like shitty USB mic because my usual one is packed because we haven't set up our booth yet. Hello, chat. I also don't 100% know that we have a screen to put us on. I'm bad at streaming. I didn't think some of these things through, but I did think through, like, questions, topics of discussion. We're just kind of gonna be hanging out. Also, Tosh is here. Tosh, say hello.
Hi. I voiced the troll.
Yeah, Tosh voices one of the trolls in episode 22. I don't remember which one.
I don't fucking remember either. But
Righty
yeah.
or lefty? Oh, we've got our first question. Why have you done this to us? Because I was sad in 2020 and I needed catharsis. So I wrote a sad show.
She had to make everyone else sad.
Yeah, I was sad 5 years ago and I had to make it everybody else's problem.
Anyway, that's the only thing you know me from. Don't worry about it. Goodbye. Oh wait, baby, here. I have a present for you.
What is this a fidget spinner that's also one of those pop things?
Yeah, it's a weird fidget toy that was in the goodie bowl at work.
Sick.
For answering one of the shitty, stupid questions. So I grabbed it because it's so silly.
Stream canceled. Q&A canceled. I'm just gonna play with this for the whole rest of the 2 hours or whatever the fuck.
You're welcome.
I love you so much. Oh, this is my new favorite thing. This is.
Oh, you like it? Good. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it'd be either funny as a bit or that you might actually like it. Either way, enjoy.
Ooh, will we ever see? Okay, I'm seeing your questions, but also Tabby's making coffee, and she should be here in a second. So I don't want to start like answering stuff right away before I have someone on stream to goof around with. What?
It was set to top chat instead of live chat.
Oh, I think it was the same because there's like 4 people in there.
Well,
There's 22 viewers!
also, I just enjoyed that comment right there.
Hello, popular writer and director of Find Us Alive and Hymns for the Road. You just managed to make a lot of therapists very wealthy. I am honored.
Anyway, love you guys. I'm gonna go work on some dinner.
Dinor.
I guess don't have to do that just yet, but soon
If you want to.
I may.
Mwah. Love you.
Bye, chat.
Okay. Hello, listeners. I do have plans for today, even though it's gonna be kind of loose. I gotta change this. Hang on. Try this again. Is the screen black for you all? Okay, I'm back. Hello. Sorry. I was talking to myself. Yeah, I'm back. Let me get the... I didn't, like, set up a scene, so now I have to do all of the little audio things again. Tabby's here. Hi, Tabby, I love you. Mwah. Tabby says hi. Tosh brought me a fidget spinner. It's got those little rubber pop things in it. And also it fidget spins. Shut up, it's my magnets. It's my little magnets that I like to play with. You can hear my weird snapping noises. Anyways, now we can properly talk to you, chat. Here's the deal. Here's how this is. Somebody asked for more pops. I'm sorry. It's ASMR time. The A stands for Anna. Tabitha Bardal, you annihilated my every being with copper and love both. I was sobbing, your peak. Oh wait, you can't hear Tabby? Oh fuck! God. You are audibly invisible. Okay, now you should be on? Okay, just kidding. It's not showing that, we can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, maybe just fucking desktop audio. I am bad at streaming. Here's a fact about me. Streaming, I'm not good at it. Okay, how about now? Now is it working? Fuck, it's not showing up. You're eating an almond. Don't eat an almond. Don't eat an almond or a grape. Tabby's just like telling me the foods that she's eating. Oh, Tabby is there for real and she's not a voice in your head? Shut up. She's real, I swear. I'm trying to figure out the technology. And I'm pretty sure I'm peeking my stupid microphone. God damn it, they can't hear you say that. She just said the reason that you can't hear her is because she just drove away in a car. Why aren't you working? Please. Do I have to delete the music? Okay, ready, chat? I'm gonna delete the music. No more music for you. Now we're gonna see if I can put the Discord audio back on. Who's hollering in the background? Yes, was that Vi? It kind of sounded like a small dog barking. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a new thing.
How will they hymn for the road?
Okay, now... Okay, say something.
Something funny.
Okay,
now
you're showing up.
See, now that they can hear me, I can't think of any funny shit to say.
Oh, well, do you want me to mute you again? Okay, it seems like you are audible now.
Oh, hi everybody. We all need to start singing.
La 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 la.
How is everyone today? Not terrible at all?
How's
Having a
everyone
good
feeling
fun
after that?
time? Your sinuses are all cleared out? You got your tears out?
Yeah. Do you all have it out of your systems?
No one wants to kill Anna?
Does anyone want to kill me? Speak now. You're on like a 15-second delay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. What's on our docket for today, Anna? What are we up to?
Our docket is answer some chat questions, possibly repeatedly, or maybe save chat questions and answer them when there's more people on. Because I am pretty sure Maurice should be here. Oh, hang on. The people want the link to the stream. There we go. Other people may perhaps be on. I'm pretty sure Maurice said he was going to. Pow cannot, unfortunately, because he's like 11 hours ahead of us, and so, you know, life things and such. I doubt Logan will be here because he's very hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Grizz might be able to be here after 5. It's like 4 where we are. And they work until 5. So they might be able to be on a little bit later. But for now, it's just me and Tabby. And what are you what the fuck are you laughing at?
Mac said, wait, I gotta know, how was it working with the voice actor for Gabriel Ultrakill?
Okay, so here's the thing about the voice actor for Gabriel Ultrakill. We knew him before he was cool.
Yeah, that's our guy.
Yeah, he's like one of Tasha's best friends from like a long time ago.
Yeah, like 6+ years.
Yeah,
really
so
good friends.
They've been like best friends for like a really long time.
Good old Gianni Matragranis.
Yeah. He's also the narrator in Duke Till Dawn, if you've heard that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in my stuff periodically. He's harder to get for things now because he's so busy, because he's successful now, which is fucking amazing. He's doing so
He's a
much
big
cool
boy
work all the time.
Yeah.
He is such a big boy. But yeah, it's fun that he got to be in one episode, and with Tosh, no less. Because they're besties. And yeah.
Gianni Munchiani. It got deleted.
Wait, it got deleted. Matragrano means grain killer? I'll have
That's
to ask
really funny.
what fucking grain he's killing. Matragranus.
Matragranis. His actual name is Gianni Matragrano.
Yeah. Gianni Matragrano, who voices Gabriel in Ultrakill, among a lot of other very cool things.
Like lefty or righty, whichever one.
Lefty or righty, one of them. I don't remember. I don't remember
I
the
saw-
fucking characters' names in the show that I wrote.
I saw, so I think it was a
Giovanni
comment?
Megatron.
A comment on that episode where someone said, wait, I think that in the vocal, like, credits, when you say, like, Copper was voiced by Tabitha Bardal,
Yeah.
you say one thing, and then in the description, it's switched.
Yeah, so no one knows what it is.
No one knows who was
Nobody
who, actually.
knows. Least of all me, the creator of the show.
You've got that under your belt, as well as episode 0
Oh, fuck you.
for podcasting mistakes.
Oh, there are a lot more mistakes than that. There are so many more mistakes.
Those
There was
are-
one
those
episode
are
of
fun
Find
ones.
Us Alive. I'm not going to tell you which one it was, but there's an episode of Find Us Alive that I think on YouTube it's still this version, but I accidentally published it with like a whole sound effects track missing. So there's just like things that people are supposed to be noises that people react to, but it's just like silent, and then someone will like say something about it. And I'm pretty sure the YouTube version is still up that has like the sound effects missing. But the actual podcast feed one is updated. But that's some secret hodgepodge lore from the YouTube channel. Hey chat, what should I put on this box?
Oh, that reminds me of the memes that we made based on the things that we came up with in writer's room with Joe.
Yeah. I should ping Joe. God damn it, let me click off of this. Thank you. There we go. Here's the new title of the show. Oh wait, I have a better idea.
Hey. Hey. You can't even see it. No,
fucking
leave it like that. No! No, hymns. I like hymns.
You want me to put the B back in there?
Yeah.
Hymns. Tawny in chat says, professional content creator. Listen to me. I'm not a creator of content. I'm a creator of high art that needs to be given the respect it deserves. I am a creator of high art.
Hymns for road. Hymns.
That's the show.
God.
That's the new show.
Typing something in chat reminded me of the moment when you and I said something in chat, and then for a solid like 2 minutes, all anyone would say was our names.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Dusk says, Anna, why did you stab my feels with a serrated knife and twist it with a mechanical drill once a week for the past few months? Because 5 years ago, I was sad. And now it's everyone's problem. Listen,
Hymns was very much a vent art project.
Oh, it was very much a vent art project.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you just need shit that's sad. Sometimes it feels good to cry a whole lot. Him but the movement 3, Clay Strikes Back. Yeah, there's gonna be a sequel podcast that's just called The Adventures of Clay. And it's just silence for 20 minutes once a week
like
for 30 episodes.
Yeah, or it's like a 5-episode special, and they're each like 45 minutes, but it's just complete fucking silence.
Yeah, it's just like really soft vinyl static.
Just a Cat says, you can't keep grievously injuring or harming Tabby in all your shows.
I can and I will, actually.
What you don't know is that Anna grievously injures me in real life for like proper acting, you know, performances, and so I did die and I was brought back to life.
Yeah, I did actually impale Tabby in real life. The sound effects are not fake, they are real. We actually did all of this I was just recording with a microphone.
Anna was the 5th member.
Yeah, I was the 5th member. We actually got into a real car. We drove around all over the United States. And the monsters are real. They're out there.
Teacup says, hey, so Copper rests their head on people a lot at the start, but not so much near the end. Is this because they really only rested on Clay?
It's... So there's...
That's a read of it.
Yeah, that's a read of it. Another read is that their sort of mental, emotional state gets progressively worse the farther it goes on, especially after 19. It just kind of like craters after that. So it's just their disconnect that gets worse and worse as it goes on.
They just get more and more distant.
Yeah. They get farther and farther away.
So you had a hot gay face and didn't share.
Of course not. Why would we have shared?
Why would we share?
Yeah, they're all still locked in the basement of Tabby's house.
Yeah.
We got them all in there. All of them. Including Trash Hunter. I know there's one of you who's like really into Trash Hunter. Yeah, they're down there.
They're down there. Aster's down there.
Aster's down there.
Glass is probably down there too now at this point.
Yeah, we had to move Glass down there. We have to,
Yeah.
it's just Pow in real life. Yeah, sorry, he can't attend the stream because he's locked in Tabby's basement. God, you know what was also a peak little bit of the stream of the last episode was when everyone figured out you could send blank messages by hitting the space bar.
That was so fucking funny.
What was your thought process for choosing the hymns for each episode? That's a good question. That was actually a really long process because I originally wanted to have it be entirely public domain. But there just aren't like that many public domain songs that like really worked for what I was looking for. So it ended up being about half public domain, like folk songs, and half not public domain. Because some of the ones I really wanted, like You Are My Sunshine, and Tonight You Belong to Me, are not public domain. They're not 100 years old yet. And so I did a whole bunch of research into it and found out that like you can use stuff like the usage laws for copyright with covers. You can put out covers as long as like you don't steal the background music or anything, and you have to like provide credit, but using copyrighted music was still fair use. As far as like picking which one went where, it started more with like a list of just like all of the songs that I found that felt kind of applicable. And then there were a couple of episodes, usually like the bigger ones plot-wise, that had like more specific songs. Yeah, and then we just put in there. And some of them were really self-indulgent, like the fucking Watsky song, which was in there because number one, it talks about cars, and number two, we listened to the album on a road trip a lot.
There's a road trip montage out there somewhere, of us going to Anna's hometowns, that is to that song. A very good question, by the way. Anna, full song covers win?
Never. Sorry.
Why not?
So, we didn't,
It would be so easy and fun!
Yeah, the recording the songs was far and away the worst part of this entire process. No one liked doing it. Like, I'm glad we did, because I think it's really cool.
Definitely.
And it adds a dimension to the show that I haven't seen anywhere else. But, like, God, like, not even just the fact that no one was really a singer, but it was also, like, trying to have everyone be in the same key and in the same tempo, and then, like, trying to stitch it all together, and how, it, like, knows English as a second language, so, like, had never heard any of these songs before, and had to just, like, learn all of them from scratch.
Yeah.
It was just...
Pow is amazing.
Yeah, Pow's a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so, full song covers win. Yeah, we're never doing full song covers, because we didn't record the full songs. We just recorded, like, the little chunks.
That were gonna be in the episode.
Yeah.
Ah, well, c'est la vie. I would do it.
Yeah, I know you would. I don't think that Grizz would.
No.
I think that Maurice might if we ask really nicely. Pow would. But nobody wants to like edit it though. And by nobody I mean me. I don't want to edit it because it was fucking hard.
Hi, Cade.
Oh my god, Cade.
Loves you.
Demon in White asks, dare I ask what led to the Fey apocalypse? Is it just the minds of Moria style the humans dug too deep and woke up the folk, or something more involved? Yeah, no, it was pretty much a Minds of Moria thing. Like, it was oil drilling. They like poked through the veil, basically. And yeah, it's unclear if America is the only place that's affected. But like, yeah, it was oil drilling. And they poked into the folk world, the folk dimension.
So, okay, chat, you need to know something. Person in chat with the names collabs without permission. That's Vi. That's my wife.
That's Tabby's wife.
My IRL wife. I have the ring to prove it.
Gay,
Listen,
homosexual
listen.
wife.
That's my ring. I'm tapping it against the microphone. And Vi says, Pow is my celebrity crush. Honestly, me too.
Pow is so talented.
Pow is so talented, and their voice is so charming to listen to.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and gather some of these. The chat's moving faster than I was expecting. I'm gonna gather some things that we can talk about. And try and see. I don't want to like ping people again, but I might.
You could always like,
Let's see if you liked this.
You could like DM Maurice and be like, oh hey, here's like a link directly for you because I know you were interested in joining. Something like that.
Yeah, I might do that. Because he didn't like say when he would be on, but he did like respond to all the messages and everything. And I don't think that we got like a hard no from him.
I don't know if I'm misinterpreting some things that chat's saying, but it is giving me the vision that people are thinking that Hymns for the Road and the Fae Apocalypse is happening in literally just the United States.
I thought about that.
Everywhere else is just totally fine, but like America, the US, is just fucked. It's a cloud on the globe.
I've thought about like maybe there's some kind of like weird effect where like if you try to drive to the United States, you just go like if you go up from Mexico, you just end up like straight up in Canada. Like it's just kind of like erased.
That's so funny.
It could be. It's a mystery what's kind of happening elsewhere.
It's true.
There is that whole thing about how like
or you first.
There's that whole thing about like you can't drive to the coastline.
Right.
Because you just keep getting sort of recycled back into the middle.
Mm-hmm. You're only ever sure of what's happening with the party.
Yeah.
That's all you can be for sure of.
Mm-hmm.
And even then you don't remember part of it because they lose memories of an entire season.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a beach episode, but it got fucking deleted.
Maybe there's a beach episode and it got fucking deleted.
Maybe there are actually 31 episodes of Hymns for the Road.
Yeah.
That we made and produced just to delete because it was in the summer.
Oh man, there's so many, like, you guys can ask me questions about whatever and I will just answer them. There's so much cool shit that like never made it into the show that was like in the early drafts and things.
Oh, I saw a lot of people conjecturing, yeah, sure, about the monsters in Somewhere Better 1 and 2. And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about it so bad. Can I talk about that, Anna?
1 second, I got a text from Grizz.
Grizz! By the way, if anyone is curious, just while Anna does that, all the characters in the show, y'all know this, are non-binary. As far as the VAs go, Maurice and Pow are he, him, and Grizz is they, them as well. So I just thought I'd say that.
Grizz unfortunately will not be able to make it, they say.
Rip. Speaking of our actors being amazing, Grizz knocked it out of the fucking park.
God, Grizz's line delivery at the end with Copper is so devastating.
So, like, gentle
they
and sad.
really crushed it.
Yeah. Tosh says release the beach cut
Release
now.
the beach cut now. Tani says, is there concept art? There is not concept art, but I did make a Pinterest board really early in the process. Oh god, I don't know what account it's on. I could probably find it later. I might post that.
Did you make the Pinterest board when you were hiring me to be like your graphic image coordinator, and then I fucking failed miserably?
Yeah.
That's like the one job you've given me that I fucked up really, really bad.
Yeah. Tabby was supposed to design the cover, right? Weren't you supposed to do
it
cover?
Was a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it was like you made it so easy. You were like, okay, here's like a list. I need like a Spotify banner. We need this and that, blah, 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 right? Asset gathering, that sort of thing. And I went, okay. And I really wanted to do it. I really did. But holy shit. I didn't admit that I wasn't going to until pretty damn late.
Yeah.
So Anna had to do all of it within like a month.
No, it was like a couple of days.
No, it was not.
Yeah,
it was at the least it was, or at the most, it was maybe like 3 weeks.
Because we had to do stuff for the Kickstarter.
Was it that some of it was due in a couple days, but the rest of it had like a later deadline?
I think the Kickstarter stickers and stuff were due first. But
those I did.
Yeah, because all of the banners and stuff were the same for the Kickstarter.
We're same for Kickstarter. And I know I did those a while ago. No, it wasn't so bad. It was a couple days. That's not how I remember it, at least. That was, oh my god, that was 2-3 years ago?
That had to have been like 2021, I think.
No,
22.
We did not.
22.
Yeah. Damn. Still, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's so. Anyways, that's the one job that I fucked up really bad.
It's okay.
I've been very reliable for everything else, I swear.
Yes, you have. And you are invaluable for the editing. Fabulous Maggot says, the bit with Amber telling Copper about the ignition, etc. is what made me go from teary to sobbing. Yeah.
Yeah, because Chris just sounds so sad.
Yeah. The actors really stuck the landing in the ending. And that was like the most important part of the entire show, was like having the ending be really, really good. And it was amazing.
Yeah. Syph says, I ship Silver and Clay because I'm not okay in the head. Me too.
No, we kind of do too.
We kind of do too. Like, definitely.
The ship name of Silver and Clay should be Slay.
Slay!
Because that's what happens to Clay.
That's so funny.
Lefty Dragon says, do you use Pinterest boards and playlists when writing for characters? Not really. I don't really make playlists. Well, I guess I make some playlists. I make playlists more for like when I commission music for stuff. And I use Pinterest boards more for like the visual development. So like all of the covers and banners and stuff. But for characters? Not really. I have playlists for like my D&D characters, but not really as much for the things that I like write and publish. Sometimes I'll have a music playlist for like the whole story as a concept. Oh, the music is too loud? Thank fucking God. I thought so too. That means I gotta turn it down. Hooray.
You're a little quiet as well, it seems.
I'm quiet.
If you bump you up just a teeny bit.
How's this? Is this good? Can you hear me now? Chat? Yes.
Josh says counterpoint ship name could be Silly.
Silly.
Silver being like, everything is so much harder, I don't know why. After Clay had died. Yeah. Yeah, because
Okay,
there was
there
a
are,
whole, like...
Yeah.
Huh?
There were just like a whole bunch of questions in a row that are like up a little bit farther.
Oh, yeah, get him.
What are the canon heights of each member of the group, Aster and Clay included? I don't know, really. That kind of falls under the they don't have canon appearances thing. I've always imagined Copper as being...
There's an order of them.
There is?
Well, of their ages. Oh, sorry, did you read a different one? There was one about their ages, and there's an order that they go in, but...
Oh, I was reading the heights one.
Oh, a heights!
Yeah. I imagine that Aster is the tallest. Because they're kind of like, you know, a creature. And I've always pictured Copper as being like the smallest just because they're a kid. And
there's a lot of emphasis on like Aster calls them small one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other folk call them like little one, stuff like that.
They're small. Somewhere better is a state of mind. Correct. Yes, literally.
You get it! Holy shit!
Yeah.
Who said that?
Teacup.
Where is that?
Teacup.
Teacup! Fuck yeah, you got it.
Demon in White asks, how old is everyone?
Oh,
yeah, Copper is
that's the one I
around
saw.
16. Amber is like really early 20s, Glass is like mid 20s, and Silver is like late 30s.
There's a pretty big jump.
Yeah. And Clay is probably like 40s or something? I don't know.
Yeah, to have a 16-year-old kid to be in your
Yeah.
40s. Shout out to Canon Monster Lover Glass, who looked directly into the uncanny valley and rizzed it up.
Oh my god, I made the funniest, like, little comic of the four of them about, like, Tabby, do you remember that little comic that was, like, all of them as stick people, and, one of them was Silver being like, don't turn your back on the forest, and then the next one was Glass being like, about to turn my back on the forest.
Yeah. Fuck. It sounds
I
over there.
lost it.
I can't picture it.
I think it got, like, deleted at some point.
No.
Oh, also, just a note for chat. If you have a question and we don't answer it, feel free to put it up in the chat multiple times because the chat might have just moved and we didn't see it. So if you got a pressing thing that you want to know about, just keep bugging us about it. We'll see it eventually.
Yes, please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
And now the 16-year-old is driving off alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there they go.
It's funny, the predictions and how correct some of them were and how really wrong some of the others were, because no one expected Copper to die. And Copper died. Copper died in episode 19.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people were like, oh my god, there's gonna be a character death, like, within the last couple episodes, and it's like, man, the character death already happened.
Yeah, there already was a character death. There is a dead character in the car.
That very much was, like, consistent. It's, Copper just can't get past that happening to them.
Yeah, Copper is a came
Like
back
physically,
wrong trope.
emotionally, spiritually. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, Copper didn't come all the way back from the dead. That's, like, why the, apologies to anyone who likes to, come up with their own conclusions about stuff. You are, more than welcome to do that however you would like. But the reason that the death creature, like, talks to Copper is because Copper's dead. It's not entirely literal, because a lot of this isn't entirely literal. There's a lot of it that's, like, sort of, you know, metaphors and stuff. But, yeah. So it's not like Copper's a ghost. It's like Copper's dead on the inside, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of the creature, a lot of people were like, is it the same creature in the next episode? In 29 it would be. And it's not. It's a similar creature.
They are
but
connected.
They are connected. Because one of them is death, and the other one is grief.
Yeah.
The little one.
Yeah, the little one is grief. And if you listen to 29, when it's interacting with, like, the main, the three of them, it sounds very small and kind of harmless, but then when you hear it interacting with Copper, it sounds a lot bigger and more, like, menacing. Because Copper is not, like, grieving properly.
Right. Well, I feel like it's a lot of how Copper was perceiving the grief creature as well. Yeah. Where Silver and Amber and Glass were processing grief, Copper was just completely unable to.
Yeah.
And
which
so
is also why they couldn't get out.
They rejected it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They rejected it fully, and they had to be pulled out by the others because, yeah. Copper is just like that JoJo character in part 5. Dead but not dead, but totally dead.
Yeah.
Syph says they were speaking Latin? Gotta find them now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were speaking Latin. They were, the death creature's voice is an amalgamation of all of the characters' voices saying the Dies Irae.
Yeah.
Fun piece of trivia.
How many people actually turned in that?
Oh, everyone did.
I know I did. I know Maurice did. When you say everyone, how many side characters did it?
Oh, I didn't have the side characters do it just because, like, it had been so long since they had all turned stuff in that I didn't want to, like, bother them again.
Yeah. Did Justice do it?
No, I think it was just the 4 of you.
Oh, cool.
But you can hear it, like, if you, it's kind of an if you know it's there sort of thing.
Yeah.
Fabulous Maggot
cool.
says, now that the podcast is over, do you remember when people on Tumblr ages ago thought it was going to be a Kickstarter scam? That was only one person, but I've really considered digging up that post and, like, bringing it up again. But I think that was on my old account.
Oh, damn it.
Because I made a new one.
Today is the day.
Yeah, God,
to,
how
like,
funny would
reach
that
out
be?
to that post and be like
last episode of the scam aired today. Oh, yeah, that was funny. It was especially funny because I was, like, already an established creator that, like, had a show that had been running for, like, 5 years at that point. Can I ask what inspired you on the diner episode? It feels like the vibes of the waiter remind me of something I can't put my finger on. That was just, like, there were a lot of episodes that were just kind of about, like, Americana things that I think about a lot. And that was just one of, like, this is a road trip thing. Like, stopping at a weird, like, all-night diner, is, like, that feels so much like a road trip thing to do.
Waffle House episode.
Yeah, it was kind of the Waffle House episode.
No, I imagine more like Ma and Pa Diner.
Yeah, like, it kind of tiny hole in the wall, like, place that you stop to get food because it's, like, getting dark and you're starving. and there's no, you know, Burger King or whatever in the area. Oh my god! Oh my god! Somebody finally brought it up. I don't think I've seen anyone else say this. But Tawny's halfway there. Okay, so we've got grief, death. Now we gotta find anger, bargaining, denial, and acceptance, and depression. Guess who those are? Guess who embody all of those concepts?
Oh, it's exciting. That's actually really exciting.
I'm waiting for the chat to catch up on that one.
Bargain.
Son of a... There are a couple of times when it's like really, really, I don't want to say really clear because it's not like super spelled out, but it's where you can see it the most. And one of them is 28 when they're all reacting to like finding out that everything is dead in the Somewhere Better. And like Silver like gives up and Glass keeps like saying that it's going to be fine. And Copper keeps saying that, like, there's something else that we have to do. And Amber's just yelling. Yeah, because they're all... You can see it, like, throughout their character development for, like, the whole show. But, yeah, those are, like, cores of how they react to things.
So, let's see if I've got this right. Obviously, Amber's anger.
Yeah.
Is Copper bargain?
Yeah, Copper's bargaining.
Yeah, because Glass is in denial.
Yeah.
And then you've got grief is Silver and death is Clay.
No. Silver is depression.
Right.
And Clay is acceptance.
Oh, right. Oops.
You're exactly right, Demon and White.
All...
Correct.
Clay acceptance? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, I'm so happy to have that knowledge be out there now.
Yeah. There are a lot of like little things like that, like kind of buried stuff.
We promise we thought things through really, really well. I promise.
Yeah, every single thing. There are no plot holes.
There are no mistakes.
There are no mistakes. There are no times when they kind of violate the rules a little bit. Whizzer misses Sad Chris, don't we all? I love Sad Chris so much.
Tawny says, wait, so was Clay with them even after they got deleted? No.
Nope. Clay was gone.
Their existence was deleted, so in all those moments of like, oh, why does it feel like so much more empty in this backseat? Like that kind of stuff. It's because they were deleted from then forward, and also any memory of them was gone too.
Yeah. Except for Aster. Aster doesn't remember, like, who they were, but Aster remembers that there was someone else there.
Yeah. Teacup says, ugh, hello, Glass.
Y'all, we say that to each other all the time. Because that line delivery just fucking kills. Yeah. Hello, Glass.
Hello, Glass.
Go follow Ray O'Hare on Blue Sky right now. He's very talented.
There's that, and then in the same scene, it's, you were the most beautiful things I had ever laid my eyes on. Ugh, I know.
I know.
Those are good ones. I think also, to bring it back to the diner episode, the end where everyone kind of gets kicked out of the diner, like to just teleported outside because they start singing and shit.
Yeah.
And the waiter goes to the corner and says, more coffee? And then it's just silence. And then the sound of the coffee pouring in. That kills me every time. I love that moment.
My favorite, like, sound effect joke is, like, after, oh god, I think it's in episode 12, which is the first time that Aster shows up in person. And like after the bog monster leaves, and there's like a pause for a long time, and then you hear Amber like roll the window all the way down and go like, glass.
That's a good one. Okay, here's duo questions. Teacup asked both, do you have a favorite folk aside from Aster? And then were there any folk that you enjoyed writing the most?
Oh man. They were all pretty fun to write. I really like the librarian. And I really like Tiny Vendor.
Tiny Vendor's so fucking funny! Hodgepodge mascot Tiny Vendor!
I've still gotta post my doodle of Tiny Vendor.
Yes, please. Is that on your computer? Could you pull that up for stream to look at?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. The thing is, like, all of my art is in, like, 5 different places.
Right.
So, maybe I can find it, and maybe not.
That's understandable. Here's a couple fun facts. While I'm looking. So, Maurice was originally about to be casted as the librarian. But
oh god, his read for the librarian was so good.
His read for the librarian was amazing. It was awesome. I think probably one of my favorites. The person we ended up with was also Ray O'Hare.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fire performance.
Yeah.
But no,
really
Maurice did amazing, but we just liked him as Silver so much more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we didn't want to give him both. So there's that little tidbit. The voice actor for Tiny Vendor was the other editor of the show, Joe Walker, and also our good friend from college, who we had all those. If you ever hear us talk about our writers' rooms and like our editing meetings, it was me, Anna, and Joe. Yeah, that's who that was.
Joe's one of our best friends from college.
Best friends. He lives in a different state.
Yeah, he moved to Oklahoma, and now he's a teacher, and he's a
teacher. And he's like the best, everyone's favorite teacher. So there's that.
I can't find the Tiny Vendor drawing, but I did find that comic I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to pull it into Photoshop please. So everyone can see. Maybe. Stop honking your horn at me.
Who just honked at you?
Okay, wait. I'm gonna make a new little thing. Can I put this here? Yeah. Okay, here's the first one. That's Silver. I drew them all as stick people because they're, That's the first one. There's glass.
Wait, that is empty.
It's empty.
Oh wait, oh no. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Stream's a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Me when I turn my back on the forest.
You're saying
Glass is just such a silly little guy.
No, and here's Copper.
Dumb roommate. Oh shit, I was gonna say something. Where's the forest? I want to be included. There's Amber!
No, that's Copper.
Oh, that's Copper.
Amber's the dumb roommate turned their back on the forest one.
God.
Tawny says, wait,
not the shoes.
Anna and Tabby, do you know each other? Do you two know each other since college? Yeah, we became friends in 2015.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
We met each other the second day of college in our first ever college art class.
Yeah. We became friends because Tabby was drawing OCs, and I was like, hell yeah, I have those.
I have those.
We should draw them together, kissing and stuff.
And then we played dolls for 10 years.
10 years. And now we play dolls professionally.
Yeah. Oh shit, I wanted to say, we were talking about folk we like. Because I wanted to say that one of my favorite folk is the Bog Monster.
Oh god, I love the Bog Monster. Tom Schalk is a genius.
I know, because Tom Schalk's performance is, like, insanely cool to me. And then, I think also that's some of my favorite folk writing that you did.
Honestly,
just the
I
way
think
that,
so
like, yeah, the way it talks about cars as snails, that was so fucking cool.
God, I love that thing.
Yeah.
That was
that is
my favorite episode in terms of sound design.
Yeah.
Someone says, why is Amber constantly ignored by the folk? Because it's an externalized reflection of their fear of, like, being forgotten and left behind by everyone else. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah,
I wish we got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They're not like immune or anything. They're like, I think they're kind of like building their own armor, but sort of like at what cost, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, at some point you'll accidentally start manifesting your own isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
Did anything in particular inspire y'all to make an audio drama, or what made you choose this medium to do what is truly art? Well, thank you, first of all.
Yeah. Thank you for calling it art. Appreciate that. It was mainly because audio fiction is really accessible. It's super easy and cheap to do. We started Find Us Alive with no money. It was literally just like us and our friends do a podcast. And then now it's this big thing. And like, I've taught panels at a couple of conventions about like how to make your own audio fiction show. I have applied to do it at FanX again. I haven't heard back yet and probably won't until the fall. So I don't know if they're going to bring me back. But
they're really bad at that.
God, their organization is so terrible. But it was fun. Tosh and I did the panel last year, and it was great. But you guys should make fiction podcasts.
Do it.
Because it's... Like, I'm not going to say that it's easy to do, because it's still, like, difficult in the way that all good art is. But it's, like, you don't have to rent equipment and reserve locations and, like, you know... manage actors. Well, you do have to manage actors, but not like in person. You don't have to do makeup and costumes and all of the film things.
Right.
You can do all of it for free or for very little money. It's just your matter.
Your quality might be a little bit better when you pour some money into it, but
yeah, but you if you're clever, you can still make some really good stuff with very little money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I still love the Find Us Alive episode 0. Stereotypical royalty-free music. Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't think that Jackson was had decided to do a score for it then yet. I think he kind of decided to do that later.
Did he? I forget.
Yeah. Because he did the theme song, but then I think later he was like, I want to do, more music. And I was like, cool, because he's a good composer. How would you guys recommend starting your own podcasty thing with no money? Step 1, get a program called Audacity, or what's the DaVinci one? There is a company called DaVinci that has a free thing. Is it DaVinci Resolve?
That sounds right.
I don't know if you can do just audio with that, but there are. I know that Reaper has a free version. I would not recommend Adobe products, because they're increasingly more shilling for AI and stuff like that. But Audacity is a great place to start. Looking for other royalty-free programs, there are a handful of really good ones. If you do not have a mic, you do not need to buy a microphone. You can use your phone. Like, I would say, you can use your phone as a microphone. You just have to sort of write around it. Because, for example, you could write a really good story about someone who is, like, using their phone mic to record something. And you could just make the quality diegetic, and it would totally work. Phone mics are usually really passable.
Yeah.
The important thing when you are buying a microphone, if you are serious, and there are a lot of really solid, like, low-budget options. This one, boop, 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 that I'm using right now, was the first one that we started with, and it's, like, really not a bad microphone. It's a USB, so it's not like, super high quality, but it's...
Is that the CAD?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It still does work. It's pretty solid. The important thing is that you have to soundproof your space. And you can do that with blankets. You don't have to buy the fancy foam, but you can buy the fancy foam. But the thing is, if you have a really good microphone and you have a bad sounding space, it will pick up all of the sounds because it's a good microphone. And a cheaper microphone won't pick up as much because it's not as good of a microphone. I feel like I'm talking about this for a long time, and now I'm...
You're... How dare you talk at your own after party?
Going into the ground. See you later.
Wait, I have a question. On the topic of programs and such, what was the name of the program you used to generate the voice sounds for folk? Because I had another question that says, any tips on how to make characters sound like that? Because I know that you had a program where it would take a sound effect and then it would integrate it with the voice. What was that?
That was a plugin.
Okay.
Oh shit, what was it called? Reformer Pro is the plugin for that. It's like $500.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's really, really expensive. The only reason that I have it is because, like, halfway through the production of Hymns, I won this, like, super huge grant, and they gave me, like, $13,000 to spend on stuff. And I got it on sale with these two other programs for, like, 80% off. But cool. Unfortunately, like, I would love if there was, you know, something that I could be like, oh yeah, you can do it with this thing and that thing, and it's free and accessible. That one, unfortunately, is not accessible because it's like film studio quality. Like, they used it to make sound effects for the Witcher games.
Whoa, cool.
And yeah, like, it's kind of like industry standard software. But it's very cool, and I'm super happy that I have it because it can do some really sick stuff.
Yeah.
As you could hear. Oh, Finn Southgate says, The Inevitable Foundation, I remember getting ads for them. Yeah, that was what it was. I applied for it, and they gave it to me. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that made a pretty big difference in our production.
Difference.
Yeah.
Rhea asks,
you got that awesome chair.
Yeah, I got my. Oh my god. Yeah, so I got.
Funny and sad.
It was such a bummer. I got this cool chair. It was the Piper Song meditation chair, and I had had my eye on it for a really long time. I guess at some point it went, like, viral on Instagram or something, and I didn't even know about that because I had known about that thing since, like, oh god, I don't even remember. But I remember seeing it on, like, a disability forum. Because it was this weird chair that would, like, let you sit in all these different ways, and I thought that it was going to be great because I sit really weird. And it was not good as an office chair. what I know now is that, like, it's really great if you sit on it for, like, 2 hours or less.
But if you work at a desk...
But if you work at a desk full-time, it
Not so good.
destroyed my neck. It was so bad.
Like, insane.
Like,
insanely
like,
bad.
Like, worst neck pain of my entire life. Bad.
That's really sad.
So instead, I got a different, very nice ergonomic office chair that is great, actually. And
Yay.
it was also pretty expensive.
But
that's
that's why we got
Ray,
the
not
grant.
Raya. Okay, Ray.
Pretty name. Oh, yeah. Do you have any info about the Green Queen you want to share? You've been a very patient, Wizard. Thank you.
Yeah. Like I said before, if you have questions that we're not answering, just keep shooting them. We'll get to them.
Yeah.
Green Queen. Green Queen is the closest to a true self-insert character that I have ever written in my life. like the Green Queen is so it's just me.
Green Queen is very deeply personal to Anna.
Deeply, deeply personal. That's why I voice her. Them.
Yeah.
Her because it's me, LOL. But they them for everybody. They're informed by two things. Number one, my love of my grandparents' house, which my grandparents built in the 90s, and it's like out in like the countryside, and it's my happy place, and it like means so incredibly so much to me. And that's like the house that is being described, like the blue house with the apple trees and the raspberry bushes. That's my grandparents' house. And the other half is when I was a kid, I grew up in this suburb that was like kind of far out from the city, so it was like it was a suburb, but it was also like kind of in the woods. It was weird. You could only get there by like driving down the interstate for a while. And I would play in the forest all the time when I was a kid because it was just like a block from my house. You could just like walk into the woods and just like we would go in there. We would build like forts out of sticks and stuff. We'd play pretend, all that good shit from playing in the woods. And it got clear cut when I was in 4th grade. They cut all of the trees down. I imagine that it was probably like a firewood deal or something. But they like wastelanded this gigantic like swath of the forest that my friends and I would play in. And it was like so devastating and radicalizing, and I'm like still not over it. So the Green Queen, like a lot of people think that the Green Queen's a child, and they're not. They're a stunted adult.
Which is awesome that people were kind of picking up on that.
On like, the childishness, yeah.
Yes, for sure. Because that was very intentional.
That was intentional, because they're sort of like the embodiment of like, you know, the helpless kind of childlike anger of having things like that taken from you.
Yeah.
And how...
And being too small to do anything about it.
Yeah. And like how, you know, even adults can be too small to do anything about it, because the Green Queen's family was too small to do anything about like their house getting destroyed to put a highway in. Yeah. So that's the Green Queen. They're a very sad, angry character.
Yeah. But glass helps them a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there's the whole point of that episode too was like, you just kind of have to, you know, move on and create your own happiness.
Yeah, you can't like dwell in things forever. Yeah.
Because you can't grow.
Yeah, because you gotta grow. That's why that song's in there. And also because I like the Oh Hellos.
Because that's a damn good song.
Yeah, because it's a good second fucking song.
We got a couple.
Yeah, we do have a couple.
I got one. So, in in the hot spring episode, how did they all escape? I never quite understood that part. And then there was a lot of people talking about how that's like one of their favorite episodes. Honestly, us too.
I love that episode.
Yeah, hot spring episode fucks. It's awesome. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, Anna, but there's a little bit of similarities between Silverglass and Copper's experiences in their own little like places they got sent to, where they kind of drowned.
Yeah.
To return to the hot spring, and it's not like there's no real answer for why they got teleported back. It's just sort of maybe the hot spring was this little, like, oh shoot, what are they called, Anna? Like a waypoint thingy?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing.
I know what you're talking about.
If you want to kind of come up with reasons for why it happened, you can, but like a huge thing about the Hymns world is that things happen sometimes because magic is going nutso crazy. So
yeah, like there's a lot of this that is just kind of vibes based. Like the magic system, there's a lot that like says that there are rules, but it's a lot looser than like the characters think, because it's sort of like we are human beings and we need things to make sense or we'll freak the fuck out.
Right. There are probably a lot more rules that folk know and understand and have created that we just don't really grasp.
Yeah, that are just like incomprehensible.
Yeah, to us at least. But yeah, I think that the idea is that the reason that they all did end up back in the same place was they all drowned. Because Copper drowns in the trash. Sad Chris drowns Glass. and Silver falls into the lake. Yeah.
Well, Silver's already in the water. And then they're like looking around for a minute, but then they.
Question, was Silver walking on the underside of the water, or did Silver fall in?
No, Silver did fall in, but then the water was warm in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, I love that winter.
I know.
I love the frozen lake, the
frozen
village.
Of winters, Legacy EXE asks, was that winter art on Tumblr just a general look for winters, or do they look different? That was just sort of like the general idea of the kind of thing that they look like. So it was more of a generalized vision. And that art was done by Marika, another good friend of ours, who is Gianni Matrigrano's wife. Marika. She's very, very talented.
She's so fucking funny. I love Marika.
And she's really fucking funny. And she's also like ripped as hell. Like both of them are just like jacked as shit. It's really funny. They have a super cool home gym.
The bisexual gym.
Yeah.
Well, they're both such wonderful people.
They really are such wonderful people. So yeah, like there are those 4 pieces of promotional art, which I also bought with the grant money. Because I was like, hey, I need to spend some of this on marketing, and I don't fucking know how to do marketing, so I'm just going to throw $800 at a friend of mine to do some art. And it's amazing. And I should post all of those again.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do with money.
Yeah.
Throw it at your friends.
Throw it at your artist friends.
I have a comment I really want to comment on.
Yes.
It's Teacup says I have a headcanon that the characters' real names are the VA's real names, and that's really cool. I like that. There's also I have to say, can I say this about the hymn for 19?
Yep.
Okay. This is one of my favorite headcanons that I have. It's just because I'm saying it doesn't mean it's canon. Okay. But my interpretation of Copper's name is that it's Danny, because the hymn for that episode where Clay dies and Copper dies and everything is Danny Boy.
Yeah.
So that's my headcanon for Copper's name, at least. I've never thought about names for the other characters.
Neither
that's
have
just been it literally been such a non-issue, but yeah.
Yeah. There's like
that's Copper's name to me.
I saw someone ask if we had ideas about Clay. And the thing is, like, I have no idea what Clay's like or was like, because their purpose in the story was to be disappeared and haunt the narrative. So they never got like developed beyond that because they didn't need to be. So like,
let's merge headcanons Danitha Bardal. Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. That made me laugh really hard.
Tabitha Bardani.
Bardani. You were saying.
Oh, that's all. I was just saying that, like, yeah, sometimes characters...
Clay was not very, expanded upon.
And so what you're saying, Anna, is that you murdered him. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Sam the Nerd says, I always imagined them as Copper's older sibling, which that works. But there is a very explicit, moment where Copper says dad.
Yeah. And, the hymn in that one is also, like, pretty literal. Because it's about, that song is about a father, singing about a son who's a soldier. And, like, dreaming about how, you know, if he dies first, he'll be happy as long as, like, his son is still alive. And that's... What you're saying is that Clay got fridged? I mean, not really, because Clay was not, like, an actual character. I would say that Clay is, like, almost...
It's like, more of a concept.
Yeah, Clay is, like, honestly more a part of the setting than, like, a part of the cast.
Yeah, definitely. Did Clay tell them the prerequisites for the Somewhere Better? Tawny asks. Yes.
Yep.
Clay is where they got all of the information for, like, what the Somewhere Better is and, you know, what the sides are and that kind of thing. I believe, personally, that Clay believed it. There was a theory I saw somewhere where it's like Clay might have just been telling, you know, Copper and the others of like this sort of, you know, kids folklore situation just to kind of make them feel better. But to me, I do think that Clay thought genuinely that it existed.
I mean, Clay was right. It does exist. It's just like a more ephemeral place than they were expecting. Because they, like, 3 of them did find it. Clay is a theater prop. Exactly. Clay is a prop.
In episode 1 at the end, Glass and Amber sing I'm going home to see my savior, and Copper sings father instead of savior. Yes.
That was definitely on purpose and not because somebody sang the wrong word.
Yeah. No, well, like, okay, but what is it? It's mother, father, savior?
Yeah.
In Wayfaring Stranger? So maybe I was just singing the wrong one.
I think you did sing the wrong one.
That's funny.
There are a couple of times when somebody sings the wrong lyric, and I kept it all in because I think that adds to the sort of, like, realism. Because I wanted the singing to be, you know, still kind of unpolished. And
sound like actual humans singing and stuff.
Teacup, you can pretend that it was on purpose.
It was on accident?
Unfortunately, you are privy to the secret knowledge that it was in fact on accident. Did the guy at the bazaar actually have all their memories, and if yes, how? Yeah, the guy at the bazaar
I love
has
this one.
whatever you want, and whatever, like, the guy at the bazaar has sort of an infinite magic situation where they have whatever they could possibly need to convince someone to sit in that chair. And that's
that's their whole concept.
Yeah, that's like the magic that's operating in, like, that little corner is just that. It's just like getting different people to sit in the chair.
So if Copper had sat in the chair, they would have been stuck until they could convince someone else to sit in the chair using literally whatever they could need to convince that person.
Yeah. And I think that it probably makes them, like, a little bit psychic too. Like, they can kind of read people's minds a little bit.
I also just really like the idea that when they open literally any drawer or cupboard or anything, just it has what you need.
Yeah.
Which is spooky. I love the Bizarre episode. That's a great one.
Yeah, that one's
Glass is so fucking sad.
God, the singular sad Glass episode.
Yeah, the one where Glass, like, has pouted such a good job because there's no inflection on anything that they say, and I love it.
It's so sad.
Finn says, I love the "you need to know" shout out. Like, even though he's trying to manipulate them, I really felt like they needed them to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was wasn't that Tom?
That was also Tom, yeah.
Yeah, so fun thing about The Unfortunate is the name of that vendor. And Tom Schalk is that voice actor also plays Clay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also the voice
Tom
actor
also
who plays Clay.
has the one Clay voice line, which is in the second to last episode in 29. Yep. That's Tom too. Which, I mean, I don't know if that was necessarily on purpose, but that is kind of a fun coincidence.
Tom Bergeron, you finally got it. We finally got him. This is the part where I would click on my soundboard to have that cheering noise that Justice always uses in his streams.
Anything to say on Trash Hunter at all?
I have a half of an unfinished drawing of Trash Hunter. I'm considering maybe putting it on the Patreon, like not behind a paywall or anything, but just like on there because fewer people would see it. Because like Trash Hunter looks like a Pokemon to me. Like Trash Hunter doesn't even look like a guy in like the way that I envision them. They're so like, I don't even know how to really describe what they look like, but I have a very like clear vision of what they look like. And they're so like animal to me.
Yeah, definitely. Trash Hunter is a really, really close second favorite folk of mine.
Yeah.
I think I have a personal connection to Trash Hunter because that's the one that Copper interacts with.
Yeah.
But like that was such a fun scene to record and then hear once it was done.
Yeah.
Like when I got to hear the interaction all put together, that was so fun.
It was so fun. And that actor's name is Vincent Holmes, and he also did a fantastic job.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what was I thinking about?
What was I thinking about? Yeah.
That you wrote that. And that's one of my favorite things you've ever written. That was so clever and funny to me.
Well, I mean, that's like a known joke. Oh my god.
But, I don't know.
Segi's playing Lethal Company.
Yeah. What
of course Segi's playing Lethal Company.
He's streaming right now. Who's he streaming with? Oh, a whole bunch of people.
We should say hi.
We should say hi.
That's the thing he does nowadays.
Yeah, he streams
whenever
a lot.
I look at what he's streaming, it's Lethal Company, yeah. I know I shouldn't say that. He does a lot of shit, but I think it's a lot of Lethal Company for sure.
I mean, maybe lately. But he's getting a lot of work now, which is really cool. Like, I don't know what it was for because I know it's like a big secret, but I do know that he got like flown out to his studio to do something recently. Which is like so cool. Knowing how voice acting works, it's probably like some, really big deal thing that I will still never know about because there are so many big deal things out there.
Bye, Ray. Thank you for joining.
Bye, Ray. I'm going to, God, I wish we could like raid his stream when we're done because I'm sure we'll be going for shorter than he will.
Yeah.
But
this is Zesty Zoe finishing up listening to the last episode and
hi.
That's so funny. Welcome.
Sorry about that, but not sorry enough to have not done it.
That's so funny. Yeah, we should raid or message him or something.
Yeah.
He deserves a congrats. He sang in the last episode. That was so funny. People lost their fucking mind.
Oh yeah. No,
at
it
Aster
was
singing.
He hates that I asked him to do that. But he did it anyway.
He does not like singing.
He does not like singing. He's really self-conscious about it.
Which is understandable.
No, completely understandable. He's from like a super musical family. And I'm pretty sure like people in his family like sing. So that makes all the sense in the world for he has very high standards for himself in all areas, but he's very talented. But it was funny because I like kind of soft pitched that to him. I was like, "Hey, you know, it would be cool if you sang for this, but like I'm not going to like make you do it." And also
make you.
Like, I'm not going to make you do it, and it's only a very short part of the song. It's like 15 seconds long or whatever. And he did it, and then he sang for one other project. I don't know what it was, but then he like said later, like, "You are the only two people that I will ever do this for, and I'm never doing it again."
Oh, what a sweetheart.
So I'm very honored that he did that for this show, because I feel like it really added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty big moment.
Yeah.
OMG, they were freaking out. The humans are speaking of us. Shoot. There was one. Oh, here's a question I've seen a couple times. How do you think Copper fares on the road alone, and for how long? Eternity.
Yeah, like I feel like in my head
until they die one
they're
day.
all like I feel like in my head they're always driving and they never get any older. Like,
yeah.
I think that's just kind of they got sort of the worst case scenario. There's actually, oh my god, I don't remember if this actually made it into the final cut, but there was a joke in a first draft where they told somebody that they were going to drive forever in like one of the earlier episodes.
Okay. So this is Truck Stop. And we switched that interaction because that interaction still exists, but it's silver.
But it's silver that says it. There was another time too, though.
I think...
Oh no, it's when in some episode Glass jokingly, I think it's like one of the more recent ones, Copper makes a joke and Glass says never change, Copper. And that's like one of the times where it's like implied that Copper doesn't change, because that's
a cheeky little joke just for us.
Because one of the themes is like about embracing change and how Copper can't. So maybe their sentence is that they don't.
Yeah. I think that this kind of I don't know what the word is, but I think the ending for Copper should really be up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know.
We don't know. Maybe they figure it out.
Who knows? Maybe they do. Maybe they find like another group of people to create the Somewhere Better with. Maybe, maybe they die somehow. Maybe they are young eternally, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. That's
like how the end is supposed to feel. It's supposed to feel like open-ended and like kind of anything could happen. These characters are never going to appear again. I'm not entirely opposed to doing a Hymns spin-off with different characters in the same world, but it will be, if I did do that, it would be very different. And we would not repeat, like, you wouldn't see these four again. But I think there's more to that you could mine from like road trip Americana and sort of commentary about like mortality and
definitely
change and death and grief. So like That's something that if I ever did that would be way down the line, because I have like 4 other projects that are like much closer to happening.
Yeah. Speaking of, I just was reminded of this. There were a couple people who were discussing like and I don't know if this was probably a joke, but just to make sure that, because this I feel people really should know, Clay was not the unfortunate or the grief creature in episode 29.
No.
Because Clay and the unfortunate, those are just 2 separate characters because Clay was deleted. But Clay also was not the grief creature. That folk was just like reaching out to Copper about what they should be grieving.
Yeah.
That kind of situation.
It was mimicking them.
The voice of Clay, the voice of Clay comes from that creature, but it, like, Clay did not turn into the grief creature. That is just grief embodied in a folk. And
in its weird little...
And nothing else, and so...
Oh my god, okay, so we called...
It's the grief dimension!
Yeah, we called it the grief dimension, but I saw in the premiere for 28, I saw someone call it the therapy hole. So, yeah.
So funny!
Because that's not wrong!
Like therapy hole! That's a good one.
Very much go in a hole and then talk about their feelings.
Was the grief creature harmful? No. Nope.
It
I think the grief creature was, it's just kind of existed, but it was very much how people interacted with it, right? Yeah. So Silver was there to, like, receive comfort because Silver was open to it. Mm-hmm. But Copper wasn't. So it was very gentle with Silver and the others, which Glass and Amber never saw it.
No.
But since Copper is like bargaining and never really gets over it, just never was accepting of that help, and so it was very intimidating, and Copper was rejecting it.
It's almost a little bit like the version of the creature that Silver got was the grief creature, and the version that Copper got was like the loss creature.
Yeah,
because like
I think it's technically the same. It just kind of manifested for them differently.
Exactly. It was
because of where they were at emotionally.
Mm-hmm. It was very much like a perspective thing. But like, I mean, I guess it can harm you in the sense that like it sucks to lose things.
Yeah, like emotionally harmful.
Yeah. Again, I feel like we're Tabby and Anna's ants. Go, my ants! Collect a crumb!
Speaking of which, I saw people, I saw you guys calling Copper Crumb. That was cute as fuck. Lost dot creature, shut up!
Oh my god, I gotta like redraw the Lost comic, but instead of like the wife at the end, it's just like an empty bed and someone's looking at.
Oh no.
Oh my god, ant with 2 A's, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Oh, Finn, you've been here for a minute.
You've been here for a long time.
Yeah. Wow. I'm getting flashbacks of names from the FUA server.
Yeah.
From like years and years and years ago.
Yeah, it's great. I think I saw Finn earlier said that they backed the Kickstarter, that's also crazy.
Finn, thank you.
Piotr asks, any deep lore about the place from episode 15? What happened to it after the party left? Well, 78 definitely died.
Oh yeah.
Like, they for sure killed 78.
1,000,000%.
I don't really know. I think that, like, it can be surmised that it probably didn't end well. Because, you know, it was already not going very well. Like, I'm sure that it probably collapsed on itself eventually.
Yeah. If it didn't collapse slowly, then eventually there was definitely like a riot of some kind, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like it was not going well in there.
Yeah. Yup.
Someone said the van was Clay's, wasn't it? Yes, the car was Clay's, but also fun fact, it was a Subaru Forester. That's the car that it was, because some of the car sound effects that we used were Tabby's Subaru Forester.
Yeah. I remember doing Foley recording with you.
Yeah, that was fun. And
That
cold.
was really fun. It was very cold.
Because we did that in what, like July or January?
After the Kickstarter
Yeah, I think so.
funded in September. I think so. We got on it pretty quick.
Yeah, we
But
did. Me when I turned my back on the Forester. Oh, god damn it.
Les Bleu. Yeah, okay. Subaru Forester is the best car ever made. Hands down, I will fight people. I fucking love my car. It's the best. Fun fact, I owned a Dodge Charger a long time ago. I had it for 6 months. I miss it dearly. I got it off KSL for a little bit too cheap, which should have been a red flag.
Especially because those cars are, like, known for shitting the bed.
Yeah. But I loved the Charger. That was really fun. But then also, Super Forester, that's the fucking best.
Tosh's
Somehow it's
Subaru
fitting that
Forester,
a Forester is the car to survive.
dying, and she has to get a new one, and we're both very sad about it.
Yeah. It's a good ass car.
Yeah, it seems the fans have given 78 a different name.
Which is cute!
Which is cute. I love when fanon happens.
Yeah.
Which is why I never give people appearances. There are going to be characters in other things in the future that do have appearances. Namely my
Yeah.
next, big original SCP thing. Because that one's going to be formatted a little bit differently. I don't know when I'm going to do that one. It's not next. Like, I don't think it's going to be right after Find Us Alive. But I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah. We've got a couple on the docket that are exciting.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling back up through to look for questions and stuff. There's a comment that I really like. Wizard says, can I just say, I think the first episode has like one of the best hooks I've gotten for a podcast in a while.
Yay!
Which is very nice of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah, that is very kind. I'm glad that it works.
Yeah, first episode it's a great hook. I love the second episode. It's a perfect second episode, and I think I've said that before somewhere, but oh, I love it.
Yeah.
We like Joan. People seem to like Joan.
The Joan episode is fun. The not glass is one of my favorite, like, threats.
Yeah, that's
like a direct antagonist. That was fun.
Yeah.
Someone asks when are auditions for, oh god, for that one? I have no idea. I don't know when that one's happening. The next long form SCP one. I know that the next, like, I'm gonna be focusing on Find Us Alive for a while because I want to get the script for that one completely finished before I start doing another thing. But I know that the next show that there's going to be is going to be a like a black comedy. And it's going to be
so excited.
It's gonna be really violent. Like
comedy violent.
Comedy violent, but also I'm going to make a concerted effort to, like, actually make it as freaky and disgusting as possible. But it might be the kind of freaky and disgusting that people like, concerning who the freaky and disgusting is happening to. that wasn't going to be the next one on the list, but then Trump became president. And I'm not saying that it's about him, because it's not. It's about fictional characters. But, like, it's a reflection of the times.
I was thinking of a different one. I know what idea you're talking about now.
Yeah. Oh, are you thinking of the one that was originally going to be next?
I think so. And this is I'm sure fine for me to say, based on a short D&D campaign that we ran in college.
Oh, that one? That one's going to be like, I think I'm going to do a couple episodes of the Black Comedy one, because the way that one's going to be structured is going to be so different, because it's going to be like a true anthology where none of the episodes are connected. So I'm going to do a couple of episodes of that, and then I think I am going to do the one that you're talking about, which that one is just a straight up comedy.
Yes.
It's a high fantasy comedy, and it's going to be so fucking funny.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. So many redacted stuff right now. Yeah, sorry to talk about future projects and be very unsubtle about them, but
yeah,
they're gonna be fun.
They are gonna be fun. Like, we can talk sort of about the kind of things that people can expect, but because there's no, like, dates up in the air yet, I don't want to, like, announce anything. And like, just in case we change our minds and decide to do something else first or whatever.
You do have a million ideas.
I do, yeah. But so there's gonna be a Black comedy, like, kind of horror-ish anthology in the future. There's going to be that D&D based one is going to be really different, because it's going to be super short. It's only going to be like 2 hours in total, because it's going to be structured as like a movie. So it's going to be written like a screenplay and have a narrator reading the screen direction. So it's going to be like hearing a screenplay in audio with actors and sound effects. And that one's going to be really fun. And there are a couple more really short ones like that I want to do. There's, I want to do one about my post office MTF character from the SCP universe, Perry Baxter.
Baxter!
I love Perry. I want to do like
kisses all over his face.
I want to do like a fun, like, action adventure, like maybe kind of a mystery thing with him. Yeah. I might do another, like, longer adaptation of something else on the wiki. I have a couple of options, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to do, like, a series, though. Yeah, the guy with the baseball.
Finn's got it. Yeah, Finn.
Yeah. My beloved Perry Baxter. I love him so much.
Love Perry Baxter.
And I want to do... There's, like, another larger SCP thing that actually has... It's not, like, officially, like, the real pilot episode, but it's, like, a very early version of the concept. And that's actually
like
on the wiki right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was sort of like a proof of concept thing. So you can, like, you know, if you search, you can find that. And also one of the characters I have written about on the SCP Wiki like fucking 6 times or something.
The horror anthology, Tawny asks? No, a different one.
The horror anthology is going to be original.
Yeah, that's not going to be SCP based. That'll be it.
No, that's just going to be its own thing. But yeah, there's going to be SCP stuff. There's going to be... I don't know if I will ever get around to doing this, but I really want to do one that has like a tie-in ARG that runs at the same time. But that one's going to take a really long time, and that one's going to take a shitload of planning. Because
So let's see, we've talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different audio dramas.
Yeah. And I also want to write a book trilogy.
She wants to write a book trilogy.
Yeah, I have a book trilogy and a spin-off of the book trilogy that are also sort of in the early pipeline.
But first things first, I gotta find Aunt May. No, I'm kidding. First things first, we gotta finish him or fucking Find Us Alive.
We gotta finish Find Us Alive. Yeah.
Someone also asked, like, way forever ago, what are people going to get up to after now that like Hims is gone? Well, or done. Hims kind of ended for us a little while ago because production has been done for a while.
Yeah, it sort of ended for us kind of in the fall.
Mm-hmm. But what are we getting up to? Anna's, you've got so many projects to do. Pau and Maurice do like small voice acting gigs, I believe. I think Maurice was on a podcast, like a We Talk About Movies podcast, like a while ago,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they still produce episodes.
It's
so
been
you could
a
go
minute
maybe
since we've
that
checked
out.
up with them, actually.
It has been. I think Grizz does a lot of local, like theater stuff.
Grizz is
So-
busy, from my understanding.
Yeah, which is really
Yeah, which is great
cool.
for them.
And then, you know me, I'm gonna be helping with Find Us Alive and other hodgepodge stuff, and I have my own project I'm working on called Forged.
It's gonna be so good.
If I can fucking make it.
If you can make it.
If I can make it. My art, my own personal art, is the thing that gets the back burner at every turn. For other work, my other fucking job that I have.
Yeah, I'm planning on giving you a break for a bit.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, I don't know, for like personal shit too. Like I prioritize everything before my own art because, oops.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I do. I'm a relationship motivated individual.
And we love you
So
for
doing
it. But
things
also,
for
you
myself
gotta do
doesn't
your own stuff.
count.
You gotta do your things for
I
yourself.
gotta do my own stuff.
Would you like to tell the people what kind of media it's going to be?
Sure. Wait.
No, I mean, she's still gonna be voicing Love. I just mean I'm not gonna have her doing, like, script editing and shit. Well, I mean, I am going to have you doing script editing, but...
I would love to. I know people are like, no, Love's gonna get another aneurysm.
You thought there was only gonna be one brain aneurysm arc? God, that would be
That's so
so
funny.
fucking funny.
But no, Forged is right now it's a proof of concept animatic. So I went to school and I got my emphasis in animation, and I do 2D animation, and so I draw a lot. And I want it to be a 3 to 5 minute pilot animatic. And then would love to like see it through to something bigger. Of course my ambitious ass wants to make a show, like an animated show. I can't do that. Not by myself, at least. So
Just don't sign with Amazon because they'll give you 6 episodes that are 5 minutes long.
fuck no. No, it will be a very cheaply produced show. You know the triangle of production where it's like you can only ever pick 2 of the 3 points, and it's quality, time, and what's the last
Money.
one? And money. I feel like the one that I always give up is time.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have time to work on it, and when I do, I'm choosing to do other things.
Yes. You can have something
But-
made fast, you can have it made well, or you can have it made cheap, and you have to pick 2 of those things.
Right. So time is the one that I find myself
Oh wait, I think you're thinking of a different triangle than me.
sacrificing. No, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Which one? Okay, what were the other axes for time? Oh wait, no. Yes, because we were just phrasing it different ways. Never mind.
But well. So
Well,
that's Forged.
That's kind of what I do too, because Hymns took like 4 years to make, and Find Us Alive releases once a month. So like,
Yeah.
it's also
Yeah, but you're better at like project management and organization than I am.
Perhaps.
Perhaps it's the autism. Give me some of that. give me an injection.
Shots fired in the chat. Animation, writing, pacing. Murder Drones had writing and animation. Oof.
Ooh.
I have not seen that, but I also have not seen a whole lot of people talk about it, which I feel like says a lot by itself. You know what indie animation is incredible? Monkey Wrench.
Many. Oh, Monkey Wrench is awesome!
You gotta watch Monkey Wrench, it's so good. Tips for how to not feel empty now that Hymns is over. Listen to Find Us Alive. and join the Patreon. Yeah, you gotta just make fan
art, fanfic.
I actually have an idea. I wouldn't do it like this year, but I think like the next year, so like the 2nd anniversary of Hymns, I might like rerun it on like Twitch or something and just have the episodes like kind of air again. Because they sort of can. They're sort of like well suited for that. And I think that would be a fun way to, like, I wouldn't be publishing the episodes on podcast platforms again. It would just be like, oh, if you want to listen live and chat with people,
listen live.
Then,
that's a really good idea. I like that a lot.
Also, there's going to be a script book. Official, unofficial announcement. I am going to sell like a physical copy of the scripts. On maybe like Etsy or something. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be a very like low stakes, self-published kind of situation.
Yeah. Like a print on demand maybe kind of thing.
I don't know if maybe you can do that for books. I'll have to look into it. But yeah.
Maybe not. Vi would know about that.
Vi would know. How many episodes of Find Us Alive are left? I'm not telling you. I'm not going to tell you that information. 1 million, or perhaps 0.
1. There's 1 left. We're gonna tie up everything.
We're gonna do everything.
One more episode.
Yeah, I put it on hiatus for 1 month, and then I'm dropping the last episode.
It's 2 minutes long.
It's 2 minutes long. Rocks fall, everyone dies.
If we write fics or even draw fan art, how do we get you to see them?
You can tag me on Tumblr, I guess. That's probably the easiest way. Of course, no guarantee that I will read it. Just because I have a lot of things to read all the time. And also I get a lot of messages, so sometimes things get lost. So, like, you know, if you tag me in a, like, link to a fanfiction that you wrote and I don't say anything about it, or get around to it, please do not take it personally. I'm just a busy bitch.
Busy bitch.
But I do love to see fan work, so I peruse the tags periodically. What's your Tumblr? My Tumblr is Radiger. It's the same thing as my username.
Scythe, I think Scythe, asks what the hell was up with Long Nights. I understand the episode was confusing, but really curious.
So the rules...
Long Nights, the one thing I've got to say about it is that they happen because something is going on with folk, like, around the people. It's sort of like you get caught in a long night rather than a long night happens to you.
Yeah.
It's like turf wars. It's like big time folk turf wars that you accidentally get stuck in.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. And
the rule is that for whatever reason, you can't stop driving. You can't sleep, you can't, like, you can eat, but you can't, like, starve to death in one, because there's, like, weird time dilation where, like, sometimes it feels like you're in one for 2 days, and sometimes it feels like you're in one for 3 years. And like,
and it changes per person.
And it's just a lot of like really chaotic kind of ambient magic happening all around you all at once. And sometimes it's a little summer pocket. And
Yeah.
on a meta level, that was just my way of like giving the audience a glimpse into what summer kind of looks like without them being in summer, because I wanted to kind of do that so that you could see.
Yeah. And that Birds was a pretty early episode, wasn't it? Isn't that 3 or 4? When they talk about it?
I think it's 4, because 3 is the fall equinox.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's sort of, it was a way for us to talk about the weirdness, because there's a lot that we don't understand about how the folk work and what they do, but
yeah. Someone said, Zesty Zoe says, if you stop driving or sleep, do you get stuck in there forever? I think that you just can't fall asleep, and I think that you, like, magically can't stop driving. Like, I don't think it's like you are physically stopped from driving. I think it's just like, you just can't. Shrug emoji.
Yeah. Well, and in the proper long night episode where we watch them or we listen to them go through a long night, like, they're being chased by a wildfire. So there's a lot of, if you stop driving, something will definitely
is gonna get you. Yeah.
you.
Something's gonna come fucks you.
Yeah, something's gonna get you. So you're kind of on the run during a long night sort of situation.
It's possible
Is it possible to have a long day?
No, and part of the reason that it's like, another part of the long night is informed by, like, if you've ever been on a road trip for like 12 plus hours and you start getting to the point where you've been in the car all day long and it starts getting dark and it's just like miserable. Like, that is the worst part of every long road trip, is like when you're like 2 hours from the end of the drive, but it's dark and you're tired and you're sick
and
of
2 hours
being in the car.
Feels like it's gonna be 6.
And it feels like you've been in the car for a million years. Like, that's like where the concept originally came from. So I don't think it's possible to have a long day, because it's another, like, weird metaphorical connection.
Yeah. I can have long days without the folk, don't worry. I thought the same thing of like, oh, it's been a long day.
We don't need the folk to have those.
But
we can simply do it. Oh.
I was gonna read in the truck stop episode, is Copper mentioning they only have one working eye them lying, or is it true? I think that was a fib.
Yeah. Like, you can make them one-eyed if you would like to. But I think that was just like them trying to like bluff ways to make themselves look like an unattractive candidate to the folk.
Mm-hmm. What is Ponytown?
I do not know what Ponytown is.
I don't know what is Ponytown.
UFO dump truck pony? What does that mean?
What does that mean? Oh, solar eclipse days gotta be wild blood moons as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when I say, like, there's more that you could do with this world.
Yeah, that's like the best kind of fanfic.
Yeah.
Or like self-insert sort of situation. Love it. Ponytown is a My Little Pony game. That makes sense. We probably should have guessed that.
Yeah, probably.
What does the dump truck pony look like? It's just brown.
Is it just like
no
a pony
features,
body?
No
with
eyes
legs?
or mouth? Is it, yeah, like no no tail or mane, it's just
here's a good question. In the episode, the camp episode, when Silver gives years of their life, how did that work? Did they suddenly go from 40 to 46, or that always imagine as just like sort of assurance that they're just going to die sooner. Like, they still don't know when that's gonna be, but like, if they hadn't given that, they would have lived longer, just somehow magically. Yeah.
I think so the original concept for that episode and that interaction, which we really, really liked, but we kind of dropped, was Silver trades years of their life and their hair grays and becomes more silver. Or like, or no, the original
they
was
just
that they
traded
give up
their hair color. Yeah.
That's right, because we loved the idea of Silver having like white or silver hair. But we realized since Silver is pretty explicitly a black character, there's that trope or stereotype of characters with dark skins but light features like hair or eyes. And we didn't really want to do that.
Yeah, because it's a trope. It's kind of like something that people do to sort of like lessen the blackness of a character. Huh?
Hi.
Oh my god, hey!
Hi, Maurice!
Hey, how are you?
We were just talking about Silver!
So good!
I am so sorry. Yeah, my work got really hectic, and then it's Dairy Queen had free cones, so my kids were like, "We need free ice cream," and I was like,
yeah, of course.
I can't say no to free ice cream. So yeah.
Chat's going nuts.
No, that is absolutely. I would demand a free ice cream cone too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta have free ice cream. It is totally delectable.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Maddie. Thanks, Maddie.
We...
Chat is losing their damn mind right now.
Yeah, chat's very excited to see you.
Oh, fantastic. I'm excited to see everybody.
Yay.
We're just chilling out.
So we were just talking about... so someone asked in chat... Someone asked in chat about the scene in camp where Silver gives up several years of their life.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, Maurice, I don't know if you know this, but originally Silver was gonna give up their hair color. Because we liked the idea of Silver having white and or silver hair.
Ooh.
But, and maybe you can talk on this too, there's kind of a stereotype with designs for black characters where they have dark skin but lighter hair or eyes, which is just not like,
it's just kind of a trope that happens a
how
lot.
it is in real life. So we were like, we'll change it up a little bit. But I always imagined that so instead Silver gives up several years of their life, and in my mind, they do go from, like, say, 40 to 46, or however old Silver is, and their hair starts to gray, and it starts to get silver.
More like
That's
Silver Fox, am I right?
Kind of. Am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of salt and pepper in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's also, like,
Beautiful, handsome Silver.
I like the years of their life thing also, because that's the number of years that they went to that camp, and it's the price that they paid to be able to like clearly remember the entire thing. So there's that like element as well, which I think like that kind of works better thematically for me as well. So I think all the changes worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Not that you're biased or anything.
Not that I'm biased or anything. I love all the episodes really, but I really love this show because it also reminds me of one of my favorite movies growing up. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. It's called The Halloween Tree.
No.
It was made in 1993, and it's about these kids that go trick-or-treating, and one of their friends gets sick, and they want them to go trick-or-treating, and they meet this guy, and this guy tells them all the history of their costumes, like the history of skeletons, of witches and things like that. And I don't want
whoa.
to give anything out because it's really cool, but in order to save their friend, they have to give up something.
Ooh.
And it's like some of their years that they give up to save their friend, and it's really cool.
That is cool.
That's neat. I
Yeah.
just looked at pictures. It's animated too.
It is.
Ooh.
It is.
How fun! It's got that really fun, like, old animation that I love, love, love.
Oh yeah, I love old animation, and
Yeah.
as true to the '90s, it's one of those. Oh, this is for kids, and you're like, is it really? Because the plot's a little bit dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. As old, like, kids animation is sometimes, frequently.
Exactly.
The kids are
Maurice,
fine.
which
They turned out
was-
great.
Yes,
We turned out
we
great. We're fine now.
Yeah, it's called the Halloween tree, right?
Yes, the Halloween tree. Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Chat's
it has
asking
Leonard
about it.
Nimoy in it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Okay, I have a
Um,
question for you that's not necessarily related to the show, but chat was asking about
Sure.
this earlier. What are you like up to artistically now that the show's over?
Ooh, artistically. Let's see. I'm always auditioning for different podcasts and shows. And I actually just finished one. Oh, God. I can't believe I'm forgetting it.
Finish a show or an audition?
Well, I always finishing auditions as much as possible. But, it was right after we finished Hymns that I did it. And I'm looking it up right now because I am
Tell us.
Under Dead Water. Under Dead Water,
Under Dead
which is a
Water.
podcast series. It's another sci-fi series that was really, really good. Put my little wrestling lingo in that one, so that was interesting.
Oh, fun.
Kind of channeled Randy Savage for that.
Oh, very cool.
And it is also a bit sci-fi and a bit dark, and I enjoy that as well.
Nice.
So
I'll have to add that to my
yeah,
listening list.
oh, please. And let's see. Like I said, always auditioning, and I'm thinking about going to Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia.
Fun.
Ooh.
I've been going there for quite some time, but then when 2020 happened and the shutdown, I stopped going.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been back since, but I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah.
Maybe put on some cosplay, maybe.
Who are
Who
you
would you
cosplaying?
cosplay? Tell.
I'm one of my things that I really wanted to do. I really wanted to do John Coffey from The Green Mile.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
So I was thinking about doing that.
I love when people
And,
do cosplays from things that other people like, things that aren't generally considered like nerdy. I saw an old lady do a really cool cosplay of the movie The Birds once with like the green jacket. It was really cool.
Ooh.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, she was like in her 70s
nice.
probably. It was great.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I tried to think of something that's a little bit, at least simple for me, because there are some people that just do amazing cosplay and they know measurements and everything. I cannot measure to save my life. I cannot. So it will be lump-sided and everything. Although maybe I could do Lumpy Space Princess then if it's going to be lump-sided.
There you
Just do
go.
Lumpy Space Prince.
You could paint a garbage bag and then fill it with like dodgeballs.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. That'd be awesome. Big fan of Adventure Time. Big fan.
Me too. I love Adventure Time. We've got a question from
I was gonna say, I just want to say that chat a little while ago when you first popped in, Maurice, people were saying, Maurice, your voice is a dream. Never stop talking. I
Thank
could
you.
listen to Maurice read the phone book.
Thank you very much. I try my best. I try my best.
What was the question, Anna?
The question is about how the Springs asking and answering question thing works exactly. So that is, you can't ask them questions, and you can't answer questions that they ask you. And it's basically because they can decide, like, what the answer means, sort of, if you directly, like, answer what they're saying. And what they decide the answer means might not be good for you. Because it's sort of like their interpretation of your answer, if they ask you a question, that kind of gives them sort of like the magical jurisdiction to like do whatever they want with like the world, as long as it like matches like what their interpretation of your answer is.
Right.
And if you ask them a question, then it's like a similar thing, but also usually they use it to like strip your free will and like turn you into a weird puppet person, like Sad Chris.
Like said Chris.
Oh, sad Chris. Sad.
Sorry, my girlfriend just swung the door open and goes, Maurice is here.
Hi. Aw, I'm everyone's dad. I'm happy to be everybody's dad.
He says he's happy to be everybody's dad.
Well, thank you.
God, okay, cool.
Yes, I would love to give you all a great big hug.
Maybe
Love you too.
maybe one day after he says love you too. Maybe one day when we're all extremely famous, we can like all meet up at a con together or something. We can pay $1 million for Pow's plane ticket.
Yeah, oh my
There
god.
we go. Hey, we'll do that.
I would love to do a meetup with people we've worked with. We haven't met Logan in person, or I haven't at least. Maybe Tosh has.
I think
but
Tosh
no.
has once.
We live in the same damn city as Grizz, and we have not met up with Grizz yet.
How have
Which
we
is
not met up
insane.
with Grizz yet? God, we gotta do that.
I
We gotta
don't
get
know.
coffee or something.
Yeah, but no, I would
we
love
haven't
that.
met. Yeah, we haven't met Logan, who voices Dr. Harley. We haven't met Justice, who voices Aster, even though he and Tosh have been best friends for like a really long time, like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
One day we might not be able to all meet each other all together at the same time, but hopefully we can make it out to enough conventions that we can see each other at some point. It'd be fun.
I can see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, would be fun. Oh, I forgot to say, I am doing stand-up comedy now.
Oh, like regularly? Whoa!
Yeah, I'm doing stand-up comedy regularly now.
I remember
That's
watching
so awesome!
a video of your stand-up that was like on your Twitter account, like kind of right after we finished casting.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and it was really funny.
Oh, thank you, thank
That
you.
is so awesome. I love that. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
really exciting.
I hope it didn't scare you away. Obviously not. So that's.
Oh
good.
no, it was great. So how often do you do sets?
I try to do sets at least twice a week.
Nice.
It just depends on what I got going on. I was doing something with the CDC recently, but unfortunately, due to budget cuts, they canceled
yeah.
that because, yeah, it was going to be basically PSAs for diabetes, just setting up everything, saying, hey, you need to work out more, need to eat better, talk to people about it, go to your doctor, take your medicine, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that got canceled, so I had to reschedule some things around. Because I like to focus on one project at a time so I don't cross streams. A little bit of a Ghostbusters reference right there. I'm a big nerd. But yeah, so I decided to just jump back into writing jokes and going back on stage. Yeah.
Hey, cool. That's awesome. That's really exciting.
Thank you.
That
thank
is
you.
cool. Is there anywhere that you post like clips of any of the stuff that you do?
Yes, I do post on Instagram and TikTok. Just Maurice G. Thomas Comedy. Just search me out and you'll find it.
I'm gonna type that into the chat.
Nothing. Yeah, I haven't did anything recently, but I will start reposting once again.
Yay! Mr. Thomas Comedy. I'm writing it down so I don't forget.
I wrote it in the chat. They're like 15 seconds behind us in chat, but they'll know.
They'll know.
They'll know.
Oh
in a
yeah, no
minute.
problem.
There's also a question for you. Besides hymns, what has your favorite role that you've done been?
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Because we all know that Silver is your favorite role of all time, of course.
Yeah, you're like your number one
I
favorite.
mean, it's so good. Silver's so good. So such my favorite role. Now, it depends on what we're talking about exactly. Are we talking about voiceovers? Are we talking about on screen, on stage?
Let's just do anything.
Just do anything? Okay, anything. Oh,
That's a
You know, it's not a role, it's a project that I did, and I
Cool.
kind of just went crazy with it. When I first started doing voiceovers, I did voiceovers for a game called Starbase Orion, and it's a app that you can get right now, and I did all of the voices for that game.
Woof.
Oh, I've heard of people doing that before. How many was it?
12 different voices.
Nice.
That
12
sounds
different
fun.
alien voices.
That does
And it
not
was
surprise
fun,
me at
and
all.
I had a fun time.
Because you did so many different voices for your audition that I can totally see you being 12 different people.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
were
I
talking
enjoyed it.
earlier about your librarian audition and how it was absolutely fabulous.
Thank you. I love the librarian so much.
I know, me too. I love the librarian. One of my favorite
Yeah, I remember.
folk characters.
Oh yeah, and it's funny during the series. I was when I'm reading the scripts and also when I'm listening to it. I'm like, if anybody else wasn't there, this would have been the place that Silver just stayed. And one of them might have been the library, but it was definitely the camp and definitely the diner. If it wasn't for
love the
everybody else
diner.
in the group, Silver would have stayed there.
Yeah? I
Yeah,
can see
Silver
camp and I
is
can
a
see the
total
library, but I
foodie.
can't see the diner.
Well, Silver is a foodie, and he just likes to eat. They had his favorite foods there, and
True.
he just wasn't pulled away from it because being from Appalachia, at least to me, for Silver, they are a very food conscious people.
Yeah.
Like, when you're in the South, it's all about food and family. Food could trigger memories and emotions, and that's what I think the people or the folk at the diner were really doing. They were
Yeah.
tapping into your emotions through food to get you to stay there.
It was very manipulative stuff.
Yeah.
Very. Hmm.
Yeah, I feel well. The only reason any of them got out was Amber, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for sure.
Because Amber
I
is
can
good
very
at being a
easily
problem
see
child.
Silver. Yeah. Amber, the middle child.
Yeah.
Indeed. But I think also I don't know if you wrote it in there for Amber, but I think because they did not have the memories prior to fall, the food didn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
affect them as much.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a cool read. Because that makes sense.
Yeah, at least that's what I was leaning into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've DM'd Tosh to let her know earlier that Maurice was on stream because earlier Maurice, she was like, you gotta ping me. You gotta ping me when he's on. I was like, I got you, and then she just said thank you.
She really likes Silver.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Can't blame her. Silver's also my favorite.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Safe also asks, can we get a bit of Maurice's librarian?
Ooh.
Hang on.
Ooh.
I'm gonna find you a line to read.
Okay. Oh,
If you're
and
if
also
you're up for it.
you got to direct me a little bit because I can't remember how I did the librarian exactly.
You know what? I could just pull up your audition for him.
Sure, let's
Should
do
we
it.
do that?
You wouldn't mind? Oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm so
Let's do
excited.
it. Okay. I still have everybody's stuff. I never cleaned it out. Let's see. I think the name was helpful for this one. Yeah, there you are.
Oh yeah, because that was before you
It was before
details.
I released the names, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's gonna take me a minute to get it to play on my stream, so give me a second.
Oh, no problem.
Fabulous Maggot says, Silver, my beloved. I care about them so much. Definitely my second fave after Copper, which is so sweet.
Very sweet.
Silver-
Oh,
Silver and Copper have such a special relationship.
Yeah.
they really do.
I really love scenes with the two of them, like in the episode 4 in Birds. Oh, we did a practice live read for that episode, didn't we?
We did.
Whoa,
yeah.
it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah,
I
it really
remember
helped.
it was the scene where Silver is like talking Copper down because they were so stressed out after the long night.
Mhm.
I remember like almost tearing up because you were just so earnest and so parental in like comfort. It was so good.
God, I barely
Thank you.
remember that. That's so wild. Okay,
Do you guys wait, do you guys remember Pow screaming about the birds in the background of their room?
I do.
I do actually remember that. I remember that. That was funny. Oh my god. Okay, wait, I think I have this working. Let's see if it is audible. It won't be for you guys, but it will be for the stream.
Okay.
Okay,
I
yeah,
have
no
something.
problem.
I have something here. This should serve your purposes quite nicely.
Let's see.
I should say. But I have something. I have something. Here. This should serve your purposes quite nicely.
I'll be right back. I gotta
should-
put my little one down. And I'll
No
be right
worries.
back, everybody.
Go for it.
I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Not you, Tabby. But yeah, it did play on the stream.
Okay. I heard just a little bit of it because I unmuted the stream for a second.
You can watch the VOD.
I'll watch the VOD.
Tawny says new ringtone. Yeah, there's another version of this show where Maurice was the librarian.
Yeah, definitely.
In
Yeah,
another
that's
universe.
such a good read.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, Silver is everybody's adopted dad, for sure.
Yeah.
My jaw dropped. That's so sweet. Vi says, no wonder they're so parental. They've got a little one. Yeah, Maurice has
I think
like
a couple of kids, right?
two or three kids. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We'll ask him when he gets back, but
Yeah, whenever we were like scheduling stuff, he would always be like, "Yeah, sorry, this is at a weird time. I had to like take my kids somewhere." And I was like, "Don't apologize to my dumbass that just sits at home all day. You have like a real life with actual important shit to do."
hymns except everyone is voiced by Maurice.
No, there was actually like, okay, this is like very, very old drafts. Like this is before
Oh, I know what
even
you're
knew
gonna say.
that we were going to actually do the show. The like one of the old original ideas was that the main four were also going to voice all of the folk.
Mm-hmm.
so that it was just gonna
Or
add...
just all the side characters,
yeah,
wasn't
all
it?
of the side characters. So it was only going to be 4 actors for the entire show. And it was just supposed to add that like weird, uncanny, like dream-like sort of feel. But then when we kind of got into it, I realized like that would maybe be kind of hard to understand, actually. But
Yeah,
you
it
know,
really was gonna depend so heavily on everyone's ability to like do voices that were so different from theirs.
yeah,
Which since we were doing an open cast, it wasn't very guaranteed that number one that everyone would be able to do that.
oh yeah,
but number
by that
two,
point
that
it
people
was...
would want to do that.
yeah, like by the point that we got to casting, that was like that had long been changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Oh, excuse me. There we go.
Here's a question that someone asked for everybody. What is y'all's favorite house?
For me, like I want to say aesthetically, I really like winter. But I think on like a meta level, I like summer the best. From a writing perspective.
It's so hard because they're all so cool for different reasons. Hate the summer. I think it's probably really close between fall and winter. Because fall is just so easy to like. But and I mean I like that they collect things because I'm a trinket hoarder as well. But winter is just so compelling, and it's so different because it's so genuinely scary. Like there are so few winters that are nice as opposed to the other houses. Well, summer's pretty mean too, but yeah, I think I'm drawn to winter for this podcast specifically. I would say that's probably my favorite because they're just the scariest.
I got you. I would agree with you. I love winter because they are the scariest, and the way that you wrote it, it's so amazing. It reminds me a little bit of Jim Henson's The Storyteller.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
just the way you wrote it and the way we're describing this big hulking thing, it just reminded me of that. And at a close second, I gotta go with the springs because springs are just so, you know what, to put it, I have no other word to say except for bitchy. They're just so
They
bitchy.
are so bitchy. I love them so
they're kind of
much.
catty. Yeah.
Yeah. They're the cool group, and they barely let anyone in, and poor sad Chris, but he is just they're gonna keep sad Chris only because he will do any and everything for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They're the
poor,
preps.
Poor
They're the
sad
preppies.
Chris, but with like like a question mark at the end of it, because like I don't know, sad Chris kind of seems to be enjoying themselves a little bit. Like
Exactly.
Tosh in the chat pointed out the winter that checked out the frog book. Yeah, that's a detail that a lot of people forget, is that the reader in the library episode that's like coughing and stuff, the book that they checked out was Frog History: The Dark Conspiracy.
The silliest winter in the show.
Yeah. I think there's one like benevolent winter in the show, and there's one benevolent summer. And the summer is like the camp, and winter is the shepherd with the frozen lake.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I love that concept of the frozen village and everything.
Yeah.
Same.
There
That's
was
a cool episode.
wait, on the topic of the the springs all being bitchy. There was the lefty and righty episode. What did they say? It's heavily
guards?
implied. It's heavily implied that a wildflower spring folk insulted one of the trolls.
No, that's
And
explicit. It's just implied that it's Aster.
Exactly, yeah.
There's like what
Which
one
is
of them
really
says
funny.
like, "What do you have against wildflowers?" And then Tosh's troll goes, "One of them called me ugly once."
Yeah.
And that, like, the main joke behind that is that the two voice actors who play the trolls, Tosh and Gianni, are like longtime best friends with Justice, who plays Aster. So I really just wanted to do like a little joke that like tied the three of them together because they've been doing stuff together for so long.
Yeah. Aster doing a little bit of trolling. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Aster eats a guy in the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
That's
and
actually
asks-
the first time that you hear Aster's voice is in the Halloween episode, but you don't know that it's them yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's also Aster questioning the cat.
Yeah. And Silver's like, "Don't do that."
Don't
I'll
do that.
It's just a cat.
And they're like, sorry. That was really funny.
Yeah.
Although
was
that
a
makes
good one.
sense because I question my cat all the time.
Yeah.
He just looks at me. And I'm like, "Why you do this?" He's like, "I'm just a cat. That's all
It's
I'm
just
doing."
the way.
That's just the way
Just
a
the way.
cat is.
God, I want a cat so bad. There's a shelter like right down the street from where I live. And I every day is a temptation. I want to go get a kitty, but I can't afford one.
Yeah.
One day I will be able to have one.
Yeah. There were a couple of kitties that passed away during the production of hymns, which is really weirdly thematic.
Yeah.
Maurice, you had a pet pass away kind of wasn't it like right before you recorded that episode?
Yes, it was. Our
Yeah.
dear cat Smokey passed away, and it was right when we were recording the episode of the cat passing away too. So
That's
I did get
crazy.
a bit emotional
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
That's a very real episode.
We had this was much later. I think hymns had already started coming out, but in the old place Anna and I lived in together because we've moved since then. There was a neighborhood cat who we called Thumbs.
She was
And
polydactyl, so she had those big old extra toes.
Yeah, she had like huge thumbs. And she passed away too. And
Yeah.
so we love our production pets.
That
And
episode
that-
was originally written for my childhood cat, Goldie, who passed away in 2020.
Yeah.
She was 20 years old.
Crazy.
She was ancient.
How old was Smokey, Maurice?
Ooh, Smokey. I think Smokey was about probably 10 years old.
Oh, bless
Mhm.
kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people in like the chat replay for that episode talking about like their cats that had passed. That was kind of a sweet, connecting moment.
Yeah, that was
I
kind
feel-
of the point of the episode was like, for people who have lost a pet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And saying that it was so perfectly timed for you,
Yeah.
Maurice. That
Yeah. I'm checking out this chat, and there are some people that are saying Silver and Clay is a good ship. I actually thought of that.
Yeah!
We did too!
doing it. Yeah. I thought of that. I was like, well, maybe.
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 Well, and that goes along so well with how parental and protective Silver is of Copper.
Yeah.
I feel because it's like the kid of the person that Silver loves. Yeah,
Mhm.
Exactly.
People saying slay in the chat because that's their ship name. Silver and clay when you squish it together.
That works. That works.
It does.
Yeah. Finn says, I think that makes it canon now.
Yeah. But I think it's getting late for me. I might need to bounce soon, personally.
Yeah, I might too. It's a bummer that you got on so late, but I'm glad that you could be here for a sec.
Yeah, anytime at all with you, Maurice, was so lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We've really got to do just like a hangout, not like on stream or anything, just like play a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. I'd be down for both on stream or off stream.
Yeah,
I'm down for it.
Yeah, we might be wrapping up. We've been going for almost 3 hours.
Oh,
that's
a long time.
That did not feel like 3 hours at all.
No, it did not. I
fun.
was like so worried that we were going to run out of stuff to talk about, and we didn't at all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we had like a consistent 30 people in chat, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for committing so much of your time to us today.
Yeah. And to this show.
Well, how about this? I'll give y'all a little secret. Well, let me ask this first, real quick. What is this stream right here rated?
What's it rated?
I want to say it's like PG-13. We've been cussing.
PG-13. Okay.
But we have not said anything like adult, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure. Trying to make sure. When I started doing voiceovers, I did tip my toe a little bit into the more adult things.
The risque things.
The risque things.
Oh.
So, also my comedy is a little bit risque as well.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Not for the children, but for us.
Not for the children. Good for you. Not for the children. I will work on some more clean stuff so that I can be open to everybody, of course. But just want to give everybody a heads up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've got a couple friends who have done some adult voice work.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, somebody just said, got any tips for getting into voiceover? Is that voice acting? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, I can give you tips. I do not mind giving tips whatsoever. I always say it's good to just get the information out there, and I will always help anybody if they need to, because my voice is different from your voice. Everybody has a different voice. There's enough room for everybody in this industry. So if you have, what I did was I went to a convention. I just went to Dragon Con, and I took a small workshop, and they just gave me the tools and tips that I needed to start. So all you need is get yourself a really good mic. Doesn't have to be expensive. You can go to Guitar Center or anything, or any other place, and get just a condenser mic. See if you have a walk-in closet, because that's really cheap for some good, the clothes, they help
like
filter out everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, soundproofing is really good, cheap soundproofing. So get that, get a computer, get a M audio box, and there you go. Just start recording your voice. It really helps if you had a background in either theater or take some drama courses, because a lot of times what you will say will be great for you, but your director is looking for something specific. So really knowing how to take direction is pivotal.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Being open to critique and taking direction is really important.
Exactly. One of my favorite critiques that I actually had one time, I was recording something and the guy said, "Hey, you sound really black." And I was like, "Oh, well, you know."
Well,
I guess
don't know how to tweak
that.
for that.
I said I could tweak it a little bit, and I did, and he liked it. So I was like, "All right, that works." Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And not only that, voice acting, you don't have to just do cartoons or TV shows or video games. I do those as well, but let me tell you, what I do a lot is commercials, healthcare, technical videos. Companies usually need voices for all their things. If you work at Amazon right now and you're going through the HR portion, you're going to hear my voice in that module telling you how to, save your 401k.
Right.
Mhm.
It's not all gonna be characters in fiction podcasts and shows and stuff.
Yeah, a lot
Exactly.
of it's
I mean, that's
commercial.
the
Yeah.
fun stuff.
That's
For
the
That's
fun
the
sure,
fun
yeah.
stuff.
stuff.
But sometimes you
Yeah.
got to do the not fun stuff
gotta
to
pay the
get
bills.
to the fun stuff. Yeah.
You got to pay the bills. Sometimes you got to talk about that Sansone Toyota or Hyundai or something.
Yeah. A good place to start chat is there's a site called Casting Call Club. It's just castingcall.club. And it's a great space for kind of lower stakes like amateur work. That's a great place to sort of practice and see what kind of stuff you like doing, see what kind of voices you like doing, kind of cut your teeth a little bit so you can get some experience so you're not like, doing really big auditions and then getting disappointed if you don't get cast. It's a great space to do some fiction stuff. Some of it's paid, most of it's not, but just doing like comic dubs and stuff is how a lot of people start.
Yeah, definitely.
And also just meeting people that want to create video games. Independents are always good people to talk to about just submitting stuff to it and just trying it out and playing with it a little bit and see what you can do. Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Our friend
It does. It does.
Gianni that we were telling you about, who voices the one of the trolls, and now he's in every boomer shooter video game ever. And he's got tons of clients, tons of money. He's very successful. But he was streaming on Twitch and bagging groceries for many of the years that we knew him before any of his stuff took off. So just like, don't be discouraged if stuff takes several years, because it often does.
Someone says, I know Justice from his Overwatch comic dubs.
Oh,
Yep.
don't tell him that.
Yeah. Don't bring those up to him.
He'll disappear like a fine mist if you tell him that.
But, well, any last minute questions we want to answer before we bounce?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to share something with y'all just because I feel like being crazy.
Yeah.
I just sent a quick link. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm old. But that's a commercial that I did in which, oh God, when they tell you that you're going to eat on set, you're like, yay, that's so fun. I love to eat. It's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Oh, no.
I had to drink a 2 liter of soda, and you think, oh, okay, just like a cup or something. I'm like, no, they want me to unscrew the cap and just drink right from the 2 liter. So it was rough. Yeah.
Wait, where did you put the link to that?
I put it in the chat, but I don't think that's working because I don't know how to do stuff.
In the
Chat.
YouTube
I
chat
don't-
or the Discord chat?
Yeah. Oh, the YouTube chat.
Oh.
But I could put it in the Discord chat if you like.
Well, it might filter it out if it's in the YouTube chat because sometimes it doesn't like links.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
But I bet if I post, like if you link it in the Discord and then I post it, it'll probably let me do that because I'm, the channel owner.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that.
But in regular professional, studio type news for the chat, Find Us Alive will be returning on April, I believe the 4th, the first Friday of April. episode 56, and then it will be monthly after that because we are all done with moving. Thank God that's over. Our next Patreon exclusive work stream is going to be next Tuesday. So you can tune in, and I will just kind of be just like working on stuff, doing my job. You can kind of hang out with me and talk and ask questions and stuff, and I will be here doing things. Oh, Desk just got here right as we're doing the outro.
That is so funny. Desk,
I'm so sorry. We're literally like signing off right now.
Oh no.
It's okay. I will leave. The VOD will still be public if you want to watch and see some of the secrets that we reveal about the show. Yeah, I guess thank you so much for listening to Hymns for the Road. This has been a very special project to all of us.
Yeah.
And it's an honor that so many people stuck around for it.
Genuinely. And congratulations to everybody who was a part of the project for sure. But to Anna and Maurice, you too, because you're right here. Thanks, guys. I love you
thanks,
both.
guys.
Thank you.
And congratulations to us.
And to ask about the truck, I think it was a Ford. It was a Ford Tacoma.
It was a Ford Tacoma. You heard it here first, folks. It was a Ford
Ford
Tacoma.
Ford Tacoma. I said
No, I think it
1950. I said 1950 Power Wagon because they're very silly.
Oh yeah, that'll work. I was either going to say that or it was one of those Sanford and Son trucks.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We will see you for the future shows. Tell all of your friends about this one.
Yeah. And one day we'll do a rerun.
Yeah, we're going to do a rerun. That'll be fun. There will be some stuff. There
yeah,
might
that'd
be
be
some
awesome.
merch. There might not. It just depends on if I make it. But, keep in touch. Follow our other stuff. We make cool things, I promise.
Yeah. Well, we will see ya in the next